Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're actually seeing some pretty big stuff coming out over here when it comes to some of the biggest PlayStation IPs. Now, as you guys do or do not know, there was a huge Marvel PlayStation leak that came out not too long ago. Now, when it came to all this stuff, there was a lot of information that was basically held at ransom, and even now we are still seeing information coming out with it, and of course, a few side missions that people have been trying to go and do. And now, when it comes to a lot of this type of stuff, I want to remind everyone at a really big high-level point is that this type of stuff is illegal. As of right this second, these are stolen and ransom assets, and as of right this second, anyone who's been utilizing this type of stuff, seeding this type of stuff, sharing this type of stuff is all around illegal. So I want to remind you guys of this one because it seems like PlayStation right now is laying down the law. There are people getting banned. There's people actually getting properly maybe like reported and stalked, for lack of better terms, basically just like being observed, and there's a lot of big stuff when it comes to Spider-Man, the Marvel leaks, and everything else in between with the source code when it comes to Insomniac and other various PlayStation subsidiaries. So I'm going to give you guys, number one, a big warning. Number two, a big like, hey, this is happening. Number three, it's an intriguing to talk about, so we're gonna go talk about it. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below in case you guys want to follow, and of course, as well, give me your thoughts and comments on all this type of stuff down below. So as you guys probably have heard, or I talked about the intro, there has been times, as of these past few weeks, where information has been shared. I have shared a little bit of stuff on this leak, but I've been trying to maintain more on like maybe financial stuff, or maybe things that are being maybe slightly on the outdated side. I've been trying my best not to go and show like, say, like individual Marvel games, like the Wolverine game, like gameplay, or as well kind of basically doing like PC Spider-Man, which has been like kind of the topic of this video. And I've just been trying to be a little bit more careful. I do think people that were affected by the leaks, the company itself being affected by the leak, overall was not a good experience. But right now, they are kind of fighting back. Like PlayStation and Sony are fighting back right now, where they are now taking down accounts that are working on and trying to go make Spider-Man 2 on PC. So kind of a big recap. If you guys did not know, with all the information and like source code that came out, Spider-Man 2, which was just recently released on PlayStation and nowhere else, not on PC yet, not on Xbox, obviously, whatever, only on PS5. But due to the fact that the code was leaked out in public with this big Insomniac hack, leak, ransomware attack, people were able to go and have the source code for the game itself. And what a few people did was they actually tried to go make somewhat of a mod slash remake of the Spider-Man 2 game. Now, there's been two intriguing things when it comes to it. Number one is that the game itself is playable and has been playable on PC. I want to remind everyone, though, this is illegal and illegal assets. Number two is that they are also trying to go and mod the game to make it, number one, moddable, so think like a normal PC version for a game you buy on Steam or whatever, but number two, it is also multi-playable. So right as of right this second, it is playable with multiplayer even on PC. Now, once again, though, this is illegal. These are assets that have been stolen, and if you are hosting these, receiving these, or whatever it might be, in turn torrenting all these leaks or trying to go get them, and you have them, you would be actually having illegal activity. So right now, we're kind of seeing that we're actually seeing them coming back, saying, remember when they said Spider-Man 2 is going to be playable on PC, number one is that people that are trying to develop and work on this are quitting, which is fine, that's understandable, and number two, saying that Insomniac has now been tracking down folks, whether it's on Discord, whether it's through internet providers, and we did see a few people actually having big warnings on the internet provider side, especially when it came to Comcast, when people were downloading these big, like multiple 100+ gigabyte files or torrents or games like the Wolverine game, because sometimes these are traceable towards through the initial source, and as well, people are now scared when it comes to working with it. And on top of that, accounts are also getting banned for doing stuff with it. So it kind of is going to highlight over here too as well for some of this. This account is a little bit on the rager bait side, but we can even kind of see some of the stuff where people are actually leaving on some of these. Where when it comes to big legal notices, such as Insomniac or PlayStation, if they're knocking on your door or knocking on your Discord, that is some rough stuff. Like, this is stuff that could be potentially causing the company millions upon millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of lost revenue, lost profit on all of this on stolen assets. So I understand. I mean, typically, I'm usually like a big fan of the consumer, but right now, a lot of this type of stuff is stolen. So, I mean, obviously, download at your own risk. I would not do it. I do not condone it. But at the same time, we're seeing Spider-Man 2 on PC is never releasing. You can't deal with the mental issues anymore. Goodbye. It's all over. You can't risk it anymore. Sorry, everyone. I'll talk about it more in detail later on the day. And while we're seeing kind of this type of stuff over here where people are reacting to the Discord post, we're seeing a lot of folks out here getting banned. where you guys can see these reason. And this is from Discord itself, apparently, too, as well, or just in general, like, but patrolling. I could be wrong on any of this type of stuff, just being out the screenshot, but we have seen a lot of drama and also controversy with it, so either way, it's still better safe than sorry. Saying involvement and contribution to an illegal and pirated game project. Kool-Aid ban. Involvement, contribution to an illegal and pirated game project. Zifzerl, been banned. Involvement / contribution to an illegal and pirated game project. Zach the Gamer, involvement, contribution to an illegal and pirated game project, and all you guys can keep on seeing. And this is also basically people like coming together in like group Discords or Reddit threads or whatever it might be to go and somehow share and work on the development of this Spider-Man 2. We also saw similar issues happening so far, I believe, and I have to do a bit more research on it. If there is, I'll make another video on it, where Wolverine, as you guys know, some of the alpha playable stuff for the Wolverine game came out, and people were also making mods and also trying to fine-tune the full-on version of the game. There's even been gameplay released on YouTube, Daily Motion, Twitter, especially on Twitter a lot, and we kind of see all this type of stuff. It's been rough because this is all being stolen. This is all illegal assets. So as of right this second, people are taking this on out. Now, in theory, you could still technically find the full-on game where they do have full-on turns, like Marvel Spider-Man 2 full patch and Brazil patch, although, once again, although the game is a really big and high on the gigabyte side, this is illegal. Just because you can doesn't mean it should be good. But we have been seeing a lot of folks as well kind of doing the separate side. So like, how do I word this best for you guys to kind of know what's going on with this? Basically, there is, let's say, multiple projects going on at once. And a lot of people got the access to the source code. So let's say there's like 3 different major Discords working on it, and they're all kind of progressing on their own sense. So just because one major big Discord group is kind of getting out of it, doesn't mean the other versions are not in that same boat. But if Insomniac and PlayStation are going after folks, which they are, and they're trying to go and stop the spread of their online game, which they are, then that's something you have to be a little bit concerned about. Because I want to remind everyone for this one, when it comes to Spider-Man 2, the game itself was like a $300 million game to make. PlayStation and Insomniac do not want to lose profits. If people are downloading the game for free and they're not utilizing the, well, obviously, number one, they're going to take away PC sales, which also does then go and affect like stock numbers, shared numbers, Steam if it's recommended, whatever it might be, but as well also can affect in terms of modding, or just, once again, like if people keep on working on the code, people just maybe download the game for free if they can, rather than buying the game. Now, who doesn't like that? Sony. Who doesn't like that? Insomniac. And obviously, who also doesn't like that? Big internet companies, because this is all technically ransomware and stolen materials, and this is actually really bad at the end of the day. So, this is rough. Like, I support PlayStation this one. I kind of want to hear your thoughts. So hopefully I don't have like a hot take on this one, but I think I support PlayStation on this. I don't think they should be having big groups of this. I understand that people want to have it on PC, and it should be on PC. If they have enough code and people are able to go kind of jerry-rig it themselves, PlayStation should be a little bit smarter and maybe release it faster on Steam. A lot of this would also not even be an issue if it was already released on Steam. Their like 1 to 2 year staggered release date thing is very, very rough to go and see because it does impact stuff like this. People want to play the game on PC, so why not release the game on PC? And this is why it's scary, because people are going to probably be, well, maybe taking action against. Sometimes these things don't happen, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it is some of those like scary things to see. So I don't want you guys like getting sued. I don't want you guys like whatever. And I know some of you guys are a little bit more on the intrigue side for this. Some people don't care about the news. It kind of just depends on the vibe. But this is a big, big deal. Like I said, this is like hundreds of millions of dollars. And if you're torrenting, you actually are in hostage and you own this stuff of illegally stolen assets. So don't forget that. So please be careful. Like, I generally want you guys to be careful. And as well, what is a cool idea, and I would like to have things like Spider-Man 2 completely co-op in multi-playable, or things like having a chance to play the Wolverine game, especially early. Right now, it's not worth the risk. Like, they're not fully done, they're not fully vetted, they're not sold at like a normal source. And I don't want to be too much of a preacher, but I just don't want any of you guys watching these videos getting sued or losing money or like, you know, having big issues with your internet provider, whatever it might go and be. And as I kind of look through all this type of stuff, we're seeing kind of a big thing, because some people are even kind of worried about some of these files also potentially being viruses. I don't want you guys having to deal with viruses. I don't want you guys having to deal with like people trying to steal your information, keylogging you, and as well, I don't want you guys getting sued by Insomniac. So it's crazy to go and see, because they are on the offensive and they want to make sure this stuff's not going to be going big. We're going to see how the Wolverine things are, because I know there's a big kind of tussle against that too as well. So I want to remind you guys, just please be careful, especially with big billion-dollar companies. They don't care about you. They want to protect their profits. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow and give me your thoughts and comments all down below. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.